Morning, everyone. This is Jenn Espinosa-Goswami. I'm messing with my hair. I apologize for that. I have not had a chance to get ready for the day. We'll get into that in a little bit, and I just don't like the way I look on camera. So sometimes we have those days, right, where we don't necessarily feel like we're done up for the day and we're ready to get started. But I'm ready to get started with you on this beautiful Friday morning. I'm so excited for the weekend. How about you all? Like last week was spring break for me and my kids, and we spent some time in up north on the North Shore in Duluth, Minnesota, which is a beautiful place. It was a little bit chilly, but unfortunately I had a severe asthma reaction and I had a hard time breathing. So it was a very scary time for me. But I'm glad to say this week I have been on a more aggressive allergy slash asthma treatment. And I was able to run outside on Wednesday, which was a big win for me. So this week has been very interesting in general for me, but how are you all doing this morning? If you're new to me, Jen, over at Waitlist here, and you just kind of saw this video pop up, it's nice to meet you. Please say hi in the comments. A little bit about me and this page. So I do Friday live streams every week, and usually in the morning. I will discontinue these live streams starting next week. No, not next week, but the week after that, because I will no longer be available on Friday mornings. So stay tuned. I have one more live stream I'm doing this month in April. April 5th will be my final live stream, and every week I have a certain. Let me backtrack. Every month there's a different theme which goes along with my monthly membership program, which is called 30 Days. And the theme for March was nutrition. So today's focus will not be on nutrition. We're looking ahead to April, which is going to be the fitness. The theme is fitness. So that's why we're talking about the personal workout style quiz, which is a free resource I created recently for you. And I will explain to you a little bit about what it is, how it can help you. Before we get to that, I want to mention a couple of resources I have on this video here. In addition to the free workout style quiz, which you can take at any time, get your results, share with me your results if you do that. But I also have an event, a live workshop coming up in Minneapolis. So if you're in Minneapolis, say hi and check out the link there. It's a workshop called Does a Fitbit Make You Fit? And it's a $15 ticket price, so very reasonable price. I'll be doing a presentation on what a Fitbit can and cannot do for you. It's in the Linden Hills area, so South Minneapolis area, and I will also be providing wine and light appetizers. So I will feed you, I will give you something to drink and something to hold on to, and I will also feed your mind with some information in terms of fitness. And if you are determined to get your fitness game consistent, to get that exercise down, to feel the best you can feel, I encourage you to check out 30 Days. I'm enrolling now for April. Officially, we kick off on Monday, which is April Fool's Day, but I will keep enrolling through next Friday. So you do have time. Don't delay, though, because I like to get you started in the right place, and sometimes that takes a few days to understand what's the flow. We use certain a project management tool called Slack, so we connect via different ways, and I want to make sure you have a chance to feel like you understand what the program is going to do for you. If you have any questions about the program, 30 Days, which is a $99 monthly membership program. I support you the entire 30 days with weekly accountability, a live group coaching call, goal tracking sheets, everything you could use to your advantage to be consistent with exercise. If you have questions around that, though, I do have extremely limited availability to connect for a phone call. If you have questions, pop a question below this video. I will be responding throughout the course of the next week. So don't hesitate to ask me your questions like, what is 30 days? How do you help me? What does this look like? And I'm happy to answer those questions for you. I am enrolling, so if you're even halfway considering it, please pop your questions, connect with me privately, or even request a phone call. I have some limited phone calls available next week, not too many. I'm very busy. My kids are wrapping up school. I'm wrapping up several projects. So I would love to connect with you, though, regardless, especially if you have questions. Now, my name is Jen, and I'm a lifestyle coach. So I previously called myself a health coach. I'm not a certified health coach. So what that means is I can't design nutrition plans specific to your medical needs, but I do have meal plans. So meal plans are a little bit different because they're not specific to your medical needs. I forgot to mention too, I am offering 50% off my weekly meal plans. And the meal plans are basically a collection of recipes that I have plotted together on a one-page document for you. Very tasty food. We're not talking your boring steamed veggies and grilled chicken kinds of meal plans. We're talking things that fill you up, are tasty, that you'll enjoy eating the leftovers, your family will enjoy eating. They're recipes my own family likes to eat. I've tested them in my own kitchen. A lot of them are things I've experienced as I've gone through some different dietary changes. So I can vouch that these are yummy recipes. I have had lots of happy clients who tell me that their family prefers the leftovers of these recipes as opposed to going out to eat. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a huge compliment. But you have 3 more days, right? Today, tomorrow, and Sunday, 3 more days to grab those meal plans, as many as you'd like. I have 6 options on my website. So you can choose your favorite flavor, your favorite type. They're 50% off, which means they're less than $1 a day. I'm sure everyone who's watching this has $1 a day, right? So use the code half off, all caps, half off, to grab your weekly meal plan, and I will pop the link below this video so that you can go directly to the website. 3 more days to grab your meal plans at 50% off, especially if you're on a healthy eating kick, you need some inspiration for your foods and your recipes, you want to add some new recipes to your rotation. I just did a snacks workshop yesterday and it was so fun. We made some tasty things, including pistachio, sesame balls, spinach quinoa patties. Those were our favorite recipes from the people who attended. So those recipes end up in my meal plans. I have all sorts of fun meal plans. Grab your meal plan at 50% off. I'm happy to give that to you for National Nutrition Month, but only for the next 3 days. So make sure you jump on top of that. Okay, so let's talk about why. First of all, I want you to raise your hand in the comments, whether you're watching this live or on the replay, hashtag replay in your comments if you raise your hand. But raise your hand if you are determined to get your fitness under control. And when I say under control, it could mean that you're going to be more consistent with it, that you're going to figure out what you're going to do, because maybe you have an exercise and you're like, what do I do? Maybe you're considering what gym to join, because that's an important decision. And sometimes we can get stalled at that decision, right? Or maybe you've kind of hibernated this winter because it's been kind of polar vortex and blizzards and all sorts of interesting things going on. And you're like, that's it. With the warmer temperatures, I'm going to get outside. So raise your hand if that describes you at all. Like you are determined to get back into fitness, whether that's home fitness, gym fitness, it doesn't really matter. I'm curious to hear from you if April is your time to shine when it comes to action, exercise, and fitness, because this video is perfect for you today. So the reason I came up with a personal workout style quiz, first of all, I love quizzes. I'm a big nerd when it comes to quizzes. Those BuzzFeed quizzes, those Facebook quizzes, whenever they pop across my news feed, I'm like, ooh, I want to see which one I am. If you've been following this page, I took a spirit vegetable quiz at one point. What's your spirit vegetable? And my result was cabbage, which is perfect for me because I love cabbage. It's one of the few leafy greens I will eat raw, cooked, any way you can serve it, pretty much. Cabbage. So that was a really fun one. I love taking quizzes personally. And I was working with a client. Now this is a very successful client. She did fabulous when working with me, and we worked throughout the fall together. She was able to drop 40 pounds. Her primary goal was weight loss, and she and I have been connected for a long time, and it was just never a perfect fit for her to work for me. But then she's like, I think I'm ready to work with Jenn, which was amazing because she was a beautiful client. I used to work with her previously. I actually took classes from her in the past. She's the reason I became a motivational speaker. So I was very excited to work with her. But one of the things that kept coming up, and even though she was intensely successful at her weight loss goals, she has been able to maintain her weight loss goals since we stopped working together back in December. Was it December? Yeah, we stopped working together back in, I think it was November actually. So, since that time, she has not gained the weight back. I mean, she's just a rock star in so many different ways. But one of the things that proved most elusive for her was fitness. And so she was telling me a little bit about her situation. She intended to create a gym in her home. She has a beautiful home, lots of space, and her intention was to create a home gym, which seemed like a good fit for her based on our conversations and the type of person she is. But, things happened, things got busy, her businesses were kicking off. She has multiple businesses, and she did not have the equipment she needed in her home gym. And before we ended working together, she was suggesting that there's a community center near to her that was offering some classes. And she was rather interested in one of the fitness classes there. I think it was Zumba or something dance related. She's a very active, energetic person. And she's like, I like dance. So I'm going to check it out. I'm going to see what the schedule looks like. I'm going to see if it works out for me, whatever. Well, it turns out it wasn't a fit for her for various reasons. But I started thinking about that, and I'm like, okay, so exercise and fitness are a little bit elusive for her. And when I say elusive, I don't mean she wasn't active, because she was walking consistently every day. She has a lake near to her home, and she was walking every day. But when the winter got cold, the weather got cold, and it started getting dark earlier, she found herself driven indoors more often throughout the winter. To her credit, she has not gained any weight during the winter, so she's still maintaining the healthy habits we worked on, which were mostly around eating a regular breakfast, being more intentional about meal planning, drinking more water, those sorts of things. And those things do work. You don't certainly need to hit your fitness very hard in order to lose weight. But she has yet to establish a consistent exercise practice that works for her. So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, well, the big problem I see a lot of people have when it comes to their fitness routine is not necessarily that they hate fitness. I mean, I run across enough people who hate fitness, and I understand that certainly, or are just not inclined to fitness, maybe because they feel like they have never been sporty. But the bigger problem I see with a lot of clients is that they're working out the wrong way. And maybe you're one of the people who's working out the wrong way as well. Here's what I mean by that. So some people prefer to work out in a gym. They like the environment, they like the community feeling, they like the access to equipment that they don't want to purchase for their home use. Maybe they want to take group exercise classes, maybe there's an instructor they really connect with. But the gym environment is something that they seek and that they're inclined towards doing. So some people, that's just what they prefer to do. I'm not talking to people who sign up for a gym because that's what you do, right? You join a gym as soon as you want to get fit. That's not really how it works. I mean the people who are like generally excited to go to the gym, because there's more than just exercise equipment at a gym. There's community programs. There's all sorts of other benefits, shall we say, of joining a gym. So some people naturally turn towards gyms or studios when it comes to their fitness. But then there are other people who are like, I hate a gym. It's kind of gross. It's not very hygienic. It's not very motivating. I don't like machines. I don't like to be, some gyms are in a basement or not very, doesn't have a lot of natural light. Sometimes if it's a pool environment, you're like, ew, there's a lot of kids in there with diapers and it's kind of gross. And, so there could be a number of reasons, but you're like, I don't want a gym. I don't like the gym. So those types of people might be like, well, summertime is coming. I'm going to walk everywhere outside. I'm going to go biking. I'm going to go running. I'm going to do everything outdoors. So those type of people may or may not sign up for a group activity, but they know that they don't want to be inside when it comes to their fitness. So there's two different types of people there, right? People who tend to do things outdoor might be more solo when it comes to the activities they like to do. So when you think about the things you can do outdoors, yes, there are group things you can do, like you can go kayaking and rowing And I'm just trying to think of other things. You can do like 5Ks and 10Ks and marathons and things like that. Those are primarily group activities. But then there's the other person who's like, I just want to put my headphones in, take my dog, and go on a beautiful hike somewhere. Those are people who are more inclined towards solo fitness, which means that maybe they prefer their own company, or they don't necessarily want to chat away while they're exercising. They're enjoying the stimulation of the environment. They're just enjoying the quiet time with their pet, without their pet. Maybe they're challenging themselves physically if they like to do mountain climbing, mountain biking, or something a little more strenuous. If they're swimmers, but they're like not the kind of swimmers that just float around in the lake and suntan and things like that, real swimmers, like they swim back and forth and get their heart rate up, then that's primarily a solo activity. And this client that I was mentioning that I was working with, I had her take this workout style quiz because I suspected what her results were going to be based on some of the things that came up for her and her inability to establish a regular exercise practice. And the fact that she didn't join the community center near to her. And not surprisingly, her result for the quiz was a solo trainer. So she does not get motivated by a group environment, which doesn't surprise me because I work with a lot of people who don't necessarily get motivated by a group. And so I was not surprised at all, but I'm realizing that that is a need we have in our society. When it comes to, embracing our health and making positive changes in our life, we tend to go into the same ruts in terms of what's the formula to lose weight? What's the formula to get fit? And that formula, right or not, is you join a gym, right? Or you work with a trainer, or you get a coach, or what have you. But that's not always how it works out. You can certainly get fit without those things, especially if you're more naturally inclined to doing activities on your own. I'm one of those people personally. Some of my clients are those people. Now, I also have some clients who I need to go to the gym because I can't get it done when it's just me. And I totally understand that feeling. And you don't even have to be in a box where you're always solo training. Maybe you love the group environment, you love working out with others, but that's just a stage of life for you. So for example, for me, I have done both. I have done home fitness, I have done gym fitness, I have done outdoor workouts, which are my preferred ones right now. I do better. I personally challenge myself more when I'm a solo trainer. When I'm just training on my own, I have a piece of paper and a pen, and I'm noting down my workouts. I'm noting down how many reps I'm doing when I'm lifting. I'm noting down how many minutes I'm doing if I'm running, which I prefer running alone most of the time. I do have buddy runs with women that I've come to know over the years. Over the year of training for my marathons. So I do have some run buddies, but I'm perfectly okay running by myself too. I put my headphones in, I get in my zone, and I get going. So I have gone the gamut of both solo training and group training. And I'm not saying that you're always going to be one or the other. So if it has been some time since you've exercised consistently, you might be in a transition stage where maybe before it was sufficient for you to exercise in your home or outdoors during the summertime or whatever. But maybe you're in a place where you're like, that's just not motivating to me right now. That's not inspiring to me. You could be in a place where you're shifting to more of a group model, and that's what's going to really make the change for you and motivate you in such a way that it's fresh, it's exciting, it's new. You could be in a transition. So regardless of where you think you fall today, whether you're a solo trainer or a group trainer, and when I say trainer, I mean that's your preferred method of training, not that you're training others, but that's the type of exercise you like to do. I encourage you to take this free workout style quiz. The link is above this video, completely free. You can answer it in less than a minute, and it shows you your results right away. So if you are watching this video and you pop up a window and you get your result, please let me know what your result is, because I'd be curious to hear how many people in my community are solo trainers like me, or the group trainers, because that would be very interesting for me to know, like percentage-wise. I'm a numbers lady, so percentage-wise it'd be interesting to see who in my community falls in which side. And then once you get your results, I don't just leave you hanging, because that's not what this is about. This is about taking action on things that make difference for you. And once you've gotten your results, you will have the option to enter your email and get guides specialized to your preferred type of working out. So if you're a solo trainer, I will provide you with some resources on how to train more effectively. If you're a group trainer, I will provide you resources, nationwide resources, that might be the right direction for you in terms of finding that next group fitness opportunity. I've tried a lot of different group programs, everything from hula hooping to rebounding, inside of a gym, outside of a gym. I've done varieties of HIIT training. If you're local to the Minneapolis area, I have specific recommendations of groups that I have used and loved. My current one is Fit for Mom, Twin Cities. So if you're a mom with young kids, that's a resource I highly recommend. Even if you're just pregnant with your first child, they do have classes specific to prenatal. So prenatal, postnatal, young kids. My kids are not young. They're 2nd grade and 10th grade, but I still work out because they do have solo training as well. When I say solo, I mean without your kids. You're in a group environment, but it's without your kids. So, there's something for everyone in Fit for Mom. But more than that, I don't want you to just join a gym because that's what you do to get fit. You don't have to do that to get fit. And I'd prefer for you to choose an activity that's not just, the right price for you and the right schedule for you, but also the right inclination for you and the right method of training for you, because we don't want to jump into something that it's hard enough to establish a consistent routine of something that we haven't been doing before. If you don't care for it, if it doesn't light you up, if it doesn't inspire you, it's really hard to get going if you don't like it. So I would prefer for you to establish an exercise routine that makes sense for you based on what you prefer to do today. And by the way, as I mentioned, maybe you were previously a solo trainer and now you're a group trainer, and that's okay. I will support you with the right resources for where you are today. It doesn't matter what you used to do or what you think you should do. It matters what you prefer to do, because that's what you're going to keep doing and will be easier for you to establish consistency around that. So that is what I have to say about the personal workout style quiz. Note about that. Let's talk a little bit about environment, because I mentioned that some people like to be inside and some people like to be outside. And with the weather changing right now, spring is very uncertain. I know spring is very challenging. Like 2 days ago, we were up to 70 degrees out here in Minneapolis, and today it's below freezing. So I'm not very happy about that. I went from running around a frozen lake, yes, it's still frozen out here, to having to do an indoor workout. I was up at 5 a.m. doing my gym routine at home. I have a home routine I do. So from time to time, your environment is going to drive your results. And especially because the environment is uncertain in spring, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. If you're not in the Northern Hemisphere, maybe this is the perfect time for you to be outside all the time. Kudos to you. But we cannot let our environment dictate whether we're going to be consistent with exercise or not, right? Seasons change. We know sometimes the conditions will be favorable for us, but we can't make that dictate whether we're going to be exercising or not. So regardless of if your personal workout style is group or not group, you should establish the right environment for you to exercise. And so that environment could be indoor when the weather drives you indoors. That right environment could be a gym when you need certain kind of equipment to really challenge yourself. The right environment for you could be a rooftop yoga session with a group of friends. It could change depending on what season you're in or whether you want to shake things up a little bit. I like to shake things up all the time. I get very bored very easily. And that's why I've tried quite a few different things: hula hooping, aerial fitness, rebounding, HIIT, outdoor HIIT, indoor HIIT, lifting exclusively. I'm trying to think of other fun things I've done. I've done a lot of fun things. I ran a marathon. I do a lot of biking during the summer. I love to swim, but I don't have a regular swimming practice. It's just It's inconvenient for me. During the winter time, that's when I do more swimming. My daughter and I have swim dates where we go every Sunday, not every Sunday, but every other Sunday during the winter time, because she and I both enjoy swimming and I have a pass to my local place. So from time to time, I do find myself doing more fitness, group fitness activities, because that's the right season and the right environment for me. So that's really important consideration, is your environment. Where do you prefer to work out? Do you prefer to work out in the comfort of your own home? Maybe because you don't have to worry about what you're wearing. You don't have to worry about whether people are looking at you. Maybe you feel comfortable with the equipment you have. You know how to use it. It works for you. I'd love to hear from you if you prefer to work out at home, or if you prefer to work out in the gym, or if you prefer to work out outdoors, because that's helpful information. That's your environment. You need to know what environment really motivates you and gets you in the right frame of mind to be in a fitness frame of mind. I will say that when I was working outside of the home, so I worked in the corporate environment for 16 years. 16 years? Yeah. So I've worked many office jobs. And when I was working office jobs, for me, the best place to work out, because it was less time consuming and it was convenient, was at home. So I would wake up really early, 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. I'd get my workout done, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I rarely went above 40 minutes when I was working out by myself. I would do fitness videos on YouTube. I would lift. I would do HIIT style workouts, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I always kept it very brief because I needed to shower. I needed to get my kids ready. I needed to get breakfast, lots of things going on in the morning. That worked out for me. It was more convenient for me. I was never a workout during gym or workout during lunchtime kind of person, especially in the office environment. I didn't like to go back to my desk in the afternoon all sweaty and hot and uncomfortable. So I experimented with that. It just didn't work out for me. Even though some of my workplaces did have a gym on site, I didn't want to have the additional cost of that because I was working out for free at home, and it made me feel uncomfortable at work. I was wearing my dress up clothes, my business casual clothing, and I didn't want to be sweaty and gross in those. I didn't want to turn off any of my coworkers from my sweating. I'm a very sweaty person, or having a red face. I didn't like doing that at work. So for me, when I was working outside of the home full time, home fitness was my preferred go-to, and I was extremely fit. 4 or 5 times a week, I was working out all the time. And then on weekends, I might go outside and do things with my family. When I'm working inside the home, which I'm currently doing and have been doing for the past couple of years, my challenge is I do everything at home. I eat, I work, I clean, I take care of my family. So for me, I needed to get outside of the house a little bit to expand my fitness opportunities, which is when I started doing Fit for Mom and some other things, like a local trainer is called Shelly Doze, and she does outdoor fitness sometimes during the summertime. She's also on YouTube, so you can find her on YouTube. But for me, I needed to get outside of the home a little bit more, because I was getting to that place where I was wearing yoga pants all day. I was wearing my slippers at home. I didn't shower till 2 o'clock or just before I was picking up my kids from school. It wasn't working out for me. So I needed to shake up what I was doing. So you could be in that place too. Maybe you're transitioning, whether it's a job or not. Maybe you're transitioning from one type of fitness to the other, and that's okay. The workout style quiz will help you identify the best type of exercise for you. So I'm going to wrap up. It's about 9:30 right now. I have a lot of errands I need to run. Please take the workout style quiz. It will be enlightening for you, and I'd love to hear what your result is if you have time to come back and comment on this video. If you're local to Minneapolis, please join me at my workshop. It's next Thursday evening, so April 3rd. Already? Oh my goodness. 6:30 p.m. And I will provide drinks and appetizers, light hors d'oeuvres kind of thing, and go over a presentation on Fitbits, because I know a lot of people are doing devices, fitness trackers. I will share with you some highlights that you may not know about Fitbits and Garmin's and Apple Watches and things like that. What they can do for your fitness and what they cannot do for your fitness, because they have a threshold just like any type of fitness. And I encourage you to consider joining me for 30 days We're focusing on fitness, surprisingly, throughout April. If you have struggled with consistently establishing an exercise routine that makes sense for you, then this is the right program. I support you with weekly accountability, goal sheets, everything you need. If you have any questions, the link for all of those resources I mentioned are above this video. If you have any questions or want to connect with me privately and talk about what's involved in any of these things, we'll give you the information. If you're curious about 30 days, I'm enrolling right now and I'm closing enrollment next Friday. So you have a very limited time window to connect with me and ask questions about that. It's a great program. I have a couple of really wonderful women in it right now. We're doing great things. And even if your goal is not strictly on fitness, we will help identify the best goal for you to establish consistency in April. It may not be fitness. Maybe your fitness is okay. But we can certainly focus on something health related, whether it's food, fitness, mindset, that sort of thing. And there is an option. You don't have to just join for a month because transformation doesn't happen in a month. So there's April is fitness. I have a theme every month. May will be meditation. So meditation will be all about slowing down, relaxing, being present, being mindful. And if those are things that you struggle with, then you definitely want to consider doing the 3-month option for 30 days. June is going to be a fun one. We're going to talk about body image in June for our theme for 30 days. And body image, I don't care what size you are. Lots of people struggle with body image, especially women. So we're going to talk about ways to love up on yourself, to appreciate your body for what it can do as opposed to what it looks like and what you think it should look like. And we'll talk all about that and support you with resources around that. So consider joining 30 days. If not, just for fitness, join us for the next 3 months. I do give you a price break on that one. Normally $99 a month. I'll cut it down to $250 for the next 3 months. I'd love to support you inside of 30 days. It's a fantastic program. It's a combination of individual coaching and group coaching. There is a group coaching call every month in the middle of the month, but most of the time we connect individually. We also have options to connect in a tool using Slack, where it's a group thing. So I provide lots of group resources for you, but you can also connect with me individually if you're more private, you don't like to share everything that you're working on with the group. I totally understand what that's like. It's all about making it right for you and establishing habits that make sense for you. So that's what we have for today. If you're watching this replay, please comment with #replay and let me know if you want to connect further to talk about any of the resources I mentioned today. Take the workout style quiz. Let me know what your result is, and let me know if you're surprised by it, because you just may be surprised by your result. Takes a few minutes to set up, so if you like quizzes like I do, you're going to enjoy this one. In the meanwhile, I'm wishing you a beautiful weekend. I'm wishing you lots of sunshine, lots of opportunities to get some fresh air and enjoy yourself. And I will connect with you again next Friday. Will be my final live stream for April. And I'm not sure what the topic is yet. So if you have suggestions of things you would like me to address, I'm happy to address them. Just comment below and let me know what topic you'd like me to cover. It has to be fitness related because it's all about fitness in April. But we'll talk to you again, and make sure you say hi in the comments. In the meanwhile, have a wonderful weekend. This is Jen closing down from Weightless. We'll see you next week.